Hi, I'm Shannon Baker, and today we're here in Washington, North Carolina, speaking with Art Tyndall at his waterfront studio. Let's take a look.
My name is Art Tyndall, and I'm a painter. As you can see, I do artwork, and I've did it for 40 years.
What's your favorite medium?
Oils. Second favorite is acrylics. In fact, a lot of the paintings I do have acrylic underpaintings under them, mainly because of the drying time that it can dry, and I'll be back on a hard surface again painting. It works out really well because you can't paint really on a canvas that's white. Mm-hmm. So you got to start with something. So acrylics is a good thing to start with.
What was your first experience with art? What's your first memory?
Probably Bob Ross. More, you know, it's amazing how many people he got into painting.
He did.
Because he made it look so simple. Mm-hmm. You know, a little tree here, a little tree there, and
little happy trees.
Yeah, a little happy tree. That's right. That's exactly right.
I watched him growing up.
Everybody did. I don't know if he was a real influence of what I did, because I did a little bit of this stuff when I was in high school, mm-hmm. but very little. I was more interested in girls and cars than I was this, you know. So. And then after 4 years in the military, and then after working with the big company for 20-some years, finally retired in 2005. And when I retired, I went and got me some fresh paint and opened up a studio down here and been here ever since.
How long have you been here?
I've been in Washington with a studio here since 2005. I've had about 3 different studios around here, because the last one I was in, the city come in and condemned it, and we had to leave. So, you know, not only me, but 3 or 4 others that was in the building.
Well, how about inspiration? Where do you draw your inspiration from?
Everywhere. A lot of local stuff. Mm-hmm. I do a lot of commission stuff. I do, people want pictures of houses and old barns and stuff like that. And I'll tell you a real quickie little story about that. A lady come in here last year and wanted me to go out and paint a picture of an old barn that they had. And she was telling me the story that the children had inherited the farm and that they were going to put her in a home. But she wanted a picture of that barn because it was her husband's favorite place to go. So I painted a picture of the barn. You know, just stuff like that. And
yeah. Well, when you're not doing commission work, what do you look for to paint?
Well, I used to do a lot of plein air work, which was outside work, you know, painting on location. But my age is to the point now I can't really do a lot of that. But that's what I really like to do, is just go outside and sit in front of something and look at it and paint it.
Found it.
You know. But age has kind of hindered that a little bit.
Yeah. So
I try to do a lot from photos, take a lot of photos. I got drawers on drawers of photos and mess, you know, that I've taken of businesses around town and the scenery around here. I'm from Eastern North Carolina. I paint Eastern North Carolina.
Yeah. Well, what about this one here you're working on today? Well,
this is just as my wife would say, just another marsh picture. You know, I paint a lot of marshes.
Well, what were you working on it?
Nothing in particular. I've redone the sky on it about 2 or 3 different times. I just can't get it the way I want it. Mm-hmm. And I'll probably do it again, you know.
Tell me a little bit about what you've got, what you're using right here.
This is my palette where I paint off of. I do all my mixing right here, and these are the colors that I basically use. There's 150 colors, but I don't use 7 or 8 of them. And most people that paint don't. Mm-hmm. They don't use every color. Mm-hmm. But I can take those colors and mix about any color I want. I don't like to get into a whole lot of detail. Mm-hmm. You know, mine's a little bit impressionistic because I use big brushes. You know, when in doubt, use a bigger brush, you know. And there's truth in that. You know, you can't get in there with that little fine brush and do a little fine back part of that thing.
Yeah.
So you just got to use bigger brushes, you know. And that's one of the mistakes that people make when they paint, is they want to use the little bitty brushes.
So you definitely like painting on a larger scale versus.
Well, I do all of it. I do, you know, from the smallest to the largest. These right here are little plein air type paintings, which means that they're just small paintings.
Yeah. When do you know that you're finished with a painting?
You don't. I got paintings in here that about every 3 or 4 months, I'll pull it down and do something else with it, you know, change it.